Welcome to Byte-Sized Tech, your weekend edition of what's trending in tech and gadgets.
Wow. Looking at the news this week, it really feels like things are accelerating, doesn't it? Less about small updates, more like this huge global tech race, especially with AI.
Oh, absolutely. It's everywhere. We're seeing this real convergence. You've got these massive AI data centers being built,
Right.
then next-gen chips for your phone, and everyone's fighting for attention with, new cameras, new smart glasses. It's a lot.
It really is. So for you listening, our goal today is to kind of cut through that. We've picked 5 key stories that really show where things are heading.
Yep. We're going to look at the new iPhone 17 value, then Qualcomm's really interesting AI photo tech.
Plus, GoPro's making a big move with 8K 360 video.
And we need to talk about Meta's latest AI glasses and maybe why these kinds of gadgets sometimes, flop.
Yeah, that's a good point. And finally, the huge one. NVIDIA pouring billions into the UK's AI infrastructure. Big picture stuff.
Definitely. So where should we start? Apple? Let's do it. The iPhone 17. First impressions, reports are calling it a massive supply chain flex for Apple, especially the standard model, not just the Pro.
That really stood out to me, too. It feels like a shift. Usually, Apple keeps the really good stuff for the Pro models.
Exactly.
But this time, the regular iPhone 17 seems to offer, way more bang for your buck compared to previous base models. They're finally getting serious about the entry-level specs.
They really loaded this thing up. Base model, 256 gigs storage.
Yeah, finally. That really should be the baseline now, shouldn't it?
Totally agree. And it's got the new A19 chip, built on TSMC's N3P 3nm process. That sounds very technical. What does N3P actually do for me?
Right, N3P. It's basically about efficiency. Packing more transistors, managing power better, is how they get those pretty wild battery life claims, like up to 30 hours of video playback.
Okay, so better battery, faster performance.
Pretty much. But there's another interesting bit. The Apple-designed N1 networking chip. That's kind of subtle, but it's about making the phone ready for more complex AI stuff on the device itself.
Ah, on-device AI. And better connectivity, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. Faster, more reliable connections, especially when things get crowded. Think 5G-Advanced and Wi-Fi 7 readiness.
But is it really great value? Or is Apple kind of just playing catch-up with what, say, high-end Android phones already offer at similar prices?
That's a fair question. But, Apple, their whole thing is integration, how it all works together. Take the camera system.
Okay, yeah. What's new there? Dual 48 megapixels on the back.
Yep, both wide and ultra-wide are 48 MP now.
Mm-hmm.
But the really quirky, interesting upgrade, it's the front camera, 18 megapixels, but with a square sensor.
A square sensor. Huh, that's different. Why would they do that?
It's all about social media, really. Think
Right.
about it. With a square sensor, the phone can grab a perfect portrait or landscape shot without you having to, physically turn the phone.
Oh, I see. So it uses the whole sensor area better no matter how you hold it.
Exactly. Maximizes the field of view instantly. And they've also got this dual capture feature.
Dual capture?
Yeah, recording 4K Dolby Vision video using the front and back cameras at the same time.
Oh, nice. Like for picture-in-picture reaction stuff.
Perfect for that. Content creators will probably love it.
Okay, that does sound genuinely useful. But despite all this hardware, the market reaction seemed a bit muted. Some analysts were saying underwhelming innovation.
Yeah, it shows how high expectations are now. The market wants these huge AI leaps, not just, better specs on paper. That said,
Yeah.
the money people still seem confident. Some banks, I think JP Morgan was one, actually raised their price target pretty high, like up to $305. They're banking on strong sales and people still paying that premium price.
So the hardware's solid, maybe even great value for a base iPhone, but the wow factor might be shifting towards AI features now.
I think that's exactly right. Which actually leads us perfectly into our next topic,
Oh.
Qualcomm.
Right, because while Apple integrates hardware like nobody else, Qualcomm seems to be pushing hard on the integrated intelligence side. The Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5.
Yeah, the whole conversation around new phone chips has really changed. We still hear those rumors about, crazy high clock speeds.
And then everyone worries about phones getting hot and batteries dying in 2 hours.
Exactly. That's always the trade-off. But the real focus now, the innovation, seems to be in the AI processing that's built right into the chip. Specifically, the new AI ISP, the image signal processor.
AI ISP. And the big buzzword they're using is limitless segmentation. Sounds fancy. Is it just another filter or?
No, it's actually way more sophisticated than that. Think of it like having Photoshop built into your camera chip, but it's automatic.
Okay.
The AI identifies basically everything in the picture, your shirt, the dog's fur, the sky, faces, everything creates separate layers for them, like over 250 layers.
250 layers, wow.
Yeah, and then it optimizes each layer individually. So it's not just one adjustment for the whole photo. It's like a super detailed, targeted enhancement for every single object.
Okay, that is pretty cool. Not just a general wash over the image.
Precisely.
Hmm.
And they're also tackling some really relatable problems with AI. Like they have AI-based pet capture.
Huh. For when your dog gets the zoomies.
Exactly. Trained specifically to keep fast-moving pets sharp and in focus. And there's also an on-device video object eraser.
On device. So you can remove stuff from videos right on your phone, like photo bombers.
Yep. Remove unwanted people, objects, whatever, without needing to upload it to the cloud or use complex editing software.
That's a big deal, doing it on the device. Speed, privacy.
Huge advantages. But, maybe the most critical feature isn't even about making photos look better. It's about trust.
Trust? How so?
They're integrating TruePic with C2PA cryptographic seals.
Okay, C2PA seals. What does that mean for someone just, taking a picture?
Think of it like a digital watermark, but way more secure. It's a cryptographic signature embedded in the photo or video file.
Okay.
It basically proves the image is authentic, that it hasn't been tampered with, or, importantly, it clearly marks if an image was generated by AI.
Ah, tackling deepfakes right at the source.
Exactly. In today's world, that kind of built-in authentication feels, well, essential. It's a feature that really matters beyond just chip speed.
Yeah, I can see that becoming standard or even required pretty soon. Definitely a so what feature, as you said. All right, sticking with cameras but moving away from phones. Let's talk action cams. The action cam wars are heating up again. GoPro versus Insta360 and the rest.
Yeah, and GoPro's big new play is the GoPro X2, their weapon of choice, resolution.
Resolution, how much are we talking?
We're talking true 8K 360 video. That's 29 million pixels. GoPro's claiming it gives you 20% more usable resolution than competitors.
Okay, 8K 360, but honestly, most people I know still shoot flat video, even on GoPros. Why should the average user care about shooting in 360 degrees, especially at 8K?
That's a key question, right? The big advantage of 360 is freedom. You basically stop worrying about framing the shot perfectly while you're doing the action.
Oh, so...
Because you capture everything around you, the whole sphere. You only decide what part of that sphere you want to show later during editing. It's called reframing.
Ah, okay. So you record just once, maybe while skiing or biking.
Yep.
And then later, from that one 8K 360 file, you can pull out a vertical clip for TikTok, a square one for Instagram, and a wide one for YouTube, without changing how the camera was mounted.
Exactly. It makes your workflow incredibly flexible. Shoot once, output for any platform. It's huge for creators.
That actually sounds amazing. I get it now.
And they've built some new modes into the MKX2 as well, like dedicated POV and selfie modes. They use both lenses to give you this super wide immersive view, wider than 180 degrees.
But you still get the full 360 file to reframe later.
That's the clever part, yes. Even in those modes, you retain the full 360 file flexibility in their quick app for editing.
Nice. And I saw something about the mounting, too. A small detail, but maybe important.
Oh, yeah, huge for longtime camera users.
Yeah.
They kept the classic GoPro fingers mount, obviously. But they also added a standard 1420 threaded mount.
The universal tripod screw?
The very same. That opens it up to basically any standard camera, tripod, grip, or accessory you might already own. Much less reliance on just GoPro's own stuff.
That's a smart move. Okay, so we've hit phones, chips, action cams. Now for something a bit different, maybe a bit more uncertain, Meta.
Yes. The Ray-Ban Meta display glasses.
AI glasses, powered by a Qualcomm chip, the Snapdragon AR1 Gen 1. They've got cameras, speakers, Meta AI built in. But, and this seems key.
No screen, right? No head-up display, no actual augmented reality overlay.
Exactly. They're smart glasses that can, take pictures and talk to you, but they don't project anything onto your view of the world.
And, Meta's track record here.
Yeah.
It's a bit spotty, isn't it? You think about Horizon Worlds and how that looked.
Yeah, the legless avatar.
Or the BlenderBot 3 chatbot that wasn't exactly brilliant. So why is there so much skepticism around these new glasses?
Is it just Meta or the whole category?
I think it's both. But history offers some serious warnings for any company trying this. We need to remember the big tech failures.
Like Google Glass.
Google Glass is the classic example. Impractical, way too expensive, and triggered massive privacy concerns. People just felt uncomfortable around them.
Right, the glass hole phenomenon.
Yeah, exactly. Or think outside wearables. Remember Crystal Pepsi?
Huh. Vaguely. Clear cola.
Why? What was the point? It lacked a clear value proposition? Consumers are just like, Why do I need this?
Okay, fair point. And the ultimate example of tech solving a non-problem.
Got to be Juicero, the $400 Wi-Fi connected machine to squeeze juice packets.
That you could just squeeze by hand for free.
Precisely. It was massively over-engineered. The lesson here, and it's critical for Meta's new glasses, is this. New tech, especially AI-driven gadgets, has to solve a real meaningful problem to justify the cost, the learning curve, the potential social awkwardness.
So the question for these Ray-Ban Meta glasses is hands-free photos and talking to an AI enough of a reason? Does it solve a big enough problem for most people?
That's the multi-billion-dollar question, isn't it?
Oh.
It needs to offer more than just novelty to avoid ending up like Juicero or Google Glass. That's the hurdle.
That's a very high hurdle. Okay, reality check delivered. Let's shift gears completely now, go macro. Let's talk about the plumbing, the infrastructure that makes all this other stuff possible. NVIDIA and the AI arms race.
Yeah, this is the stuff happening behind the scenes, but it's driving everything. NVIDIA is making this absolutely enormous commitment in the UK. We're talking 11 billion overall.
11 billion.
Pounds, yeah. And a specific chunk of that, about $2.71 billion US, is just for deploying 120,000 of their next-gen Blackwell Ultra GPUs by 2026.
120,000 Blackwell Ultras. That's just a staggering
It'll
amount.
be the largest GPU cluster in Europe, period.
So what does this actually do for the UK? They talk about wanting to be a science and AI superpower. How does a pile of GPUs help?
It's the engine room. You need that sheer compute power for the really hard stuff. Advanced AI safety research, which the UK wants to lead on. Developing general-purpose AI models that can tackle complex problems.
Are we seeing examples already?
Definitely. Think about DeepMind's AlphaFold breakthrough, predicting protein structures. That needed massive compute scale, the kind this investment provides. Or even the Ministry of Defense.
Yeah.
They're trialing something called software-defined electricity, using AI to optimize power grids, basically. The potential savings are huge, like over $50 million a year just for the MOD. That's real-world impact.
Wow. But fitting 120,000 of these monster GPUs into data centers, that can't be easy. The engineering challenges must be immense.
Oh, absolutely. It's pushing the limits. You're not just designing servers anymore. You're fighting physics. Think about miniaturization. They're literally trying to make the fiber optic cables thinner just to cram more connections into the limited space.
Reducing cable diameters. Every millimeter counts, huh?
Every single one. Plus managing the heat, the power delivery. It requires totally new approaches to data center design just to handle platforms like Blackwell Ultra.
And you need people who know how to run all this, right? The skills gap must be a concern.
Huge concern. But the UK is trying to address it. They're funding master's conversion courses specifically to build that AI talent pipeline.
Conversion courses, so people from other fields can switch into AI.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And what's interesting is the focus on diversity in those programs. The first group, apparently over 40% were women and 25% were Black students. So a real effort to make sure the next generation of AI experts is more representative.
That's good to see. So wrapping this all together, it really highlights this tension, doesn't it? For you listening, we see these amazing gadgets you can buy, the iPhone 17, the 8K GoPro, phones with incredible AI photo tricks.
Right, the shiny consumer stuff.
But all of it completely depends on this almost invisible underlying infrastructure. The NVIDIA's building massive GPU farms, the Qualcomm's packing AI onto chips, the advanced networks connecting everything.
And that brings us to a final thought, maybe a bit provocative, about valuation. Market value.
Okay.
NVIDIA's market cap is now so incredibly massive, people are comparing it to the entire GDP of countries like the UK or France or Germany.
Whoa. One company versus a whole major economy.
Yeah. It just shows where the world thinks the real value is accumulating right now.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily in the companies making the final phone or camera you buy,
but in the companies providing the fundamental building blocks, the infrastructure, the digital picks and shovels, so to speak.
Exactly. The ones building the bedrock. So the question to leave you with is, how long can that huge economic gap persist?
Between the infrastructure providers and the consumer device makers.
Yeah. How long before the sheer economic weight of the NVIDIAs of the world starts to fundamentally reshape the cost, the features, maybe even the availability of the gadgets we all use every day?
That is definitely something to chew on this weekend. Okay, deep thoughts to end on. That's it for this week. If you enjoyed the episode, like, comment, share, and subscribe for more fun tech discussions.